Okay, we're recording. I know the first part of this, especially the reading part, was more links that we may use later or whatnot. There wasn't a lot of meat in the thing. It was sort of him saying what the thing was going to be without a whole lot of information. Next week is when we get into the site sources and scenes and do the actual setup and everything. But after reading what you were supposed to read and watching what you were supposed to watch, are there any questions? Oh, good. Well, I'm going back to bed and nap then.
You're right. It was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think any questions I have are probably going to be more relative to next week's.
Well, I can tell you next week's I watched it all. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, there was a lot of stuff in there, terminology and stuff that didn't make any sense to me at all.
Okay.
But I shall watch it one more time, of course.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the way that I do it is I read the thing without ever watching the videos. Mm-hmm. I watch the videos. Mm-hmm. Then I go back and I read the thing again.
Oh, right.
That, to me, that's one study session. You know, my history teacher in high school, that's how he taught us. He said, you know, read the material. Then if you got any visuals or anything, because he did, now we're talking back in the late 50s. You know, he said he got to watch the tapes and everything. He'd send us to the library to watch videotapes and everything, and then come back and read the thing. He said, you do that twice. Do a read, watch, read twice, yeah. And you should have at least a handle on the material. You may not know it all, but at least you'll know enough to ask questions about it, where the first time you go through, you probably don't even know enough to ask any questions. And I know I put that because I'm doing this right along with you guys. I have not run through the whole thing yet. Right. And I'm like you, I got to, oh, okay. Now, I did read enough way back when to set up. I've got mine set up with 2 scenes, and that's all. One, it gives me a screen share without me in the upper corner. The other scene gives me a screen share with me up in the upper corner. So basically, I'm set to do tutorials, but that's all I plan to do. I'm not going to be doing a lot of swing sets, you know, and doing a big production number. That's not what my stuff is about. Other people are going to have different things. And that's something that a lot of people are going to have to understand. It's not just I need to push this button to do that. You gotta figure out what you want your end production to look like so that you know which buttons to set it up to get the result that you want. And that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be the biggest learning thing.
And I think you're gonna find your biggest problems are gonna come from the hidden settings.
Mm-hmm.
The things you have to do to set it up, how you're gonna introduce your mics and that stuff. That's gonna be the. But
yeah, that's true.
Creating a scene is the easy part, and creating multiple scenes, it appears to me, is the easy part. It's
so when you set up your scenes, did you leave them just scene 1, 2, and 3, or did you rename them?
Well, I left them scene 1 and scene 2 because I know those are the only 2 I'm going to have. Now, if I was doing a production like Michael does, I would have every scene named. I would have every device, even if I was using the same device twice, I would have it named a different thing in the different thing. So I could that device with that particular scene rather than that device with some other scene.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I do to say, yeah.
But, you know, and, you know, like I say, it depends on, you know, exactly what you're planning to do and how many transitions you're planning to make, you know. And a lot of it depends on what your sources are going to be coming from, too. You know, I mean, like mine, I could do a screen share on just one thing. And as long as what I'm doing, I don't have to do another screen share. Basically, mine is just a one-shot, sort of like this thing where I do a screen share once and that's it. You know, Of course, then, like I say, you can go like Michael and have 17 scenes set up on an Elgato, and you're just pushing the button. Crazy. Yeah. How that man does it, I'll never know. And I've sat and watched him do it, and I still don't know. You know?
Well, I basically have 4. I have intro, verbal welcome, screen share, and outro.
Yeah.
When you say that, probably fits my thing, Bill?
Except you probably don't need screen share because that'll happen right within the forum that you're using.
Well, I thought I added it there just in case I would need a screen share.
Yeah, and if you've got more than one screen share, you could, you know, label them what your screen sharing is. You need, you know, instead of just screen share 1, screen share 2, it could be such and such a form or so-and-so document or whatever. Yeah. I think that's what, if Martin Rush were to use OBS, that's what they'd have to do because they do so much screen sharing. They'd almost have to have a transition for every single one of them. And sometimes they do 15 screen shares in a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be an interesting journey learning while we go along.
No kidding. I'm looking forward to it. Where I need the help is with the fine-tune settings of how you actually broadcast it out. Because I can go live, but sometimes my mic isn't live, but the music I bring in with my video is, and sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
So that's down the road, but.
My camera is fighting me. It doesn't want to sit where it should, and it's getting all those boxes. And that's not what it's supposed to get at all. It's supposed to be over here like this. Now, that's better.
Well, that's quite a backdrop you've got there.
Yes, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
I've got
it's
to quit
very
collecting.
homey and cozy.
Yes, that's what I like. I've got one out by the sea, and every time I turn it on, I want to put the heavy jacket on because it's sort of like your backdrop, only all those deep blue waves behind you. Each of them got a huge white cap on it. It was a very rough day. It was taken out at right under the Golden Gate Bridge where the San Francisco Bay meets the Pacific Ocean.
Oh,
it's sort of rough out there that day. But yeah, but I'll tell you, you don't want to collect too many. If you're using green screen with Zoom, you don't want to collect too many of these things because when you go to change, it takes so long for them to load for you to pick the next. You know.
But tell her how many is too many, Andrew.
Well, I quit counting at 70.
Exactly.
I can't help it. I mean, I see a picture, especially after Matt over at Zoom mentioned Pixabay. I get over on there and I could just download the whole website. I've never seen such stunning photographs. And they're all free, no royalties involved or anything.
On Pixabay. Oh, I must go look.
Yeah,
I just picked this one because it's my wallpaper on my computer. It was handy.
Yeah, no, Pixabay, they've got photographs, they've got line art, they've got illustrations, they've got videos, they've got animated GIFs, they've got raster vectors that you can use. It's just, I think they said something like they've got 1.2 million images over there.
Wow.
For you to choose from, yeah.
It is a nice site. I went over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too after Andrew mentioned it. It is nice.
Yeah.
So I wrote down, I decided I would, I learn well by writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got myself a little OBS journal. So I did write down 2 things that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. One of them was secondary profile and secondary drive. That, like, I don't know exactly where that was in the instructions anymore. So
I don't. I recall the phrases, but I didn't do that much looking. You know, since I knew what I wanted to do and was aiming at it. But I will go back and do some. Now, secondary drive to me sounds like you've got like more than one drive, like 2 external hard drives or something. Now, this is just all off the top of my head, and that makes sense. A secondary profile, I don't know what that would mean exactly, particularly since he's coming more out of the gaming side of things.
yeah.
You know, so I don't know, like maybe it's a secondary pro so he can play games with himself or what. No, I just, you know, I mean, I play games with myself all the time, but that's because I'm mentally ill. That's, you know.
And I think he did mention secondary profile as a way if you go into the auto configuration. If you go into auto configuration, it'll actually stream out to your YouTube channel and find what are the best settings for you. And they suggest that you either disable your channel or use a secondary profile to do that. And then OBS will tell you exactly what settings are best for your hardware, your internet, all of that stuff. And then all you have to click is upload settings.
Oh, it's sort of like part of the auto configuration thing.
Auto configurations, that's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, because for it to do that, it's got to analyze exactly what your machine is, how much RAM it's got, what speed the chip is, and the whole thing. Because otherwise, it wouldn't know what settings would be best for that particular.
And it actually broadcasts to your channel, because when I did it yesterday, it showed it at 30 frames per second, and it showed me exactly what it was testing, and it tests about 6 or 8 different configurations, and then picks the best one.
Oh, okay. We'll have to go look at that then.
Whether it's 30 or 60 frames per second, the resolution size.
Okay. Now, I've got a question for y'all. Was it clear about how we're going to be handling the comments and the questions during the thing that come up about posting it on my announcement video, not the videos that are in the coursework?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was clear.
Okay, because when this gets recorded, then I'll go back and in the description on the coursework, I'll put this as a link, you know, here's the link to the Q&A that happened afterwards. That way somebody comes back next month, they'll be able to watch everything, do the coursework, and see what questions were already asked. It may help them, and if not, they can come on to another one or leave a message there, but that way it keeps it all together, I think. I'm hoping it'll work like that. I don't know if anybody else that has split up their stuff referring to somebody else's work and then tried to do a live Q&A on it. I don't know what they've actually done it or not. You know? And of course, you all saw the notice about the new OBS that's just come out today in beta, just as we start this. I said, you know, we're just getting ready to learn this one, and they're springing a new one on us. But apparently, the new one is a lot easier, but it gives you less granular control of the whole process. Because I watched his video on it. He said he's going to watch it, but he doubts that he'll be using it that often simply because it is more automatic and stuff, and he likes a real hands-on thing, which I think becomes evident as we get further and further into the videos.
Yeah.
Because I know there's going to be some weeks where he's going to be talking about things that absolutely none of us are probably going to be interested in because it's mostly gamers about doing game stuff. And as far as I know, none of us are actually using OBS for that purpose.
No, we certainly don't. And well, we've been looking at Lightstream, trying to figure out, you know, I've been looking at it, when Bill's been helping me look at it. Because I'm finding that Hangouts are not working very well, but I want to be able to host my Tuesday morning item on my website. So
yeah, I can't use Lightstream. It's simply, I can load it 100 times and it simply will not recognize my cameras. For a moment, they come up and they flash, and then it just says, you know, cameras unavailable.
weird.
Yeah, and you know, I've written them and everything, and they just won't. And then, you know, finally, I just took it off because there was no sense in me banging my head against, you know, that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep sending emails about how important the feedback is, but they don't seem to answer any questions.
Yeah, that you know, either that or they send me a link to one of their tutorials, which quite frankly aren't all that great either. Well, I don't know that I should say that since we're recording this, but anyway.
Well, I find the tutorials, both this guy and the ones over at Lightstream, these gamers, they work fast and they talk fast.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go in and slow this guy's video down so I could take it in and look around and see what the hell he's talking about. So,
yeah, thank God for the pause button, you know?
no kidding. And that's the other thing. I keep one thing on one screen and then open the other and see if I can match up what they're talking about. Well, I mean, they're just going at such a pace. They're not intended for us old guys.
No, like you said, they're coming out of the streaming world, and that's a completely different world, you know.
Well, if you're going to be a gamer, you got to be fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I get that, but
yeah, I'm sorry. Gaming was in my last lifetime, not this present one. You know?
It's never been in mine.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Did you have anything else on the land? You said you.
No, I was able to go in, and I mean, I looked around, and I did the the AutoConfig Wizard. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But boy, when we get into next time, the scenes and sources, that will be more complex.
It will, and luckily, I think I will be able to have, since I've already set mine up to do what I want to do, at least I've got that experience firsthand that I'll be able to say, you know, I can show you what I did to get my results, you know, and you can go from there or, you know, decide what you want yours to do, and then we can look at how to achieve that. Well, just like we did when we were studying business hangouts, you know, tell us what your end result is going to be, and we'll try and tell you how to set it up to get that.
Yeah.
And it's counterintuitive to work backwards like that to a lot of people, me included. You know, it's always, if I wanted to do, I hit this button and I get that result. It's not, I don't have to visualize what my result's going to be and then figure out.
And work your way back.
Where's the button to get that to do that type thing, you know. But,
the more I play with it, Lolan, I think the more you're going to find that OBS and Zoom together are going to be a real.
Yeah, I read your comment.
Real solution to your problem.
So I'm like for the intro, I mean, even though we know that video that we were playing with this afternoon is not going to work entirely, but I was just trying to go in and see if I could find it. So you go to add, and I guess it would be a media source, right?
Yeah.
So you add that. So where is it? Oh, browse, I get it. Okay. Videos. There. Oh, there's a thing that says loop. That's what we were finding on the other one.
Yeah, here you don't have to loop them.
No. Okay. So then, so if I go to verbal welcome, I would go to add. Now what would I put? Window capture? Display capture image. Slide.
It'll be a camera. I think they call it web capture or
Window capture, I think.
no, it's not a window capture.
Display capture output. Browser source colors. Browser source. I bet it's that.
No,
What?
it's a web capture. I think it's called or
Webcam? No, because your webcam wouldn't be. Yeah. Wait.
it doesn't say here. Let me open OBS and I can tell you. That may not be relevant for what we're doing right now, but
That's all right.
yeah, it's down near the bottom. I think it says web capture or device capture, maybe.
No. Neither.
Well, let me get it open. Take a second because I'm in a Zoom.
Video capture. Maybe that's what it is. Video capture device.
Yes.
That's all a question of terminology.
Yep. Yeah, window capture is how you would take, if you had our Zoom in here, how you would take, say, my image or Andrew's image or Tom's image and capture that for its own scene or to build a scene.
All right, so now you get Logitech web there, okay. Okay.
Did you get it up?
Well, I haven't got anything there. It just shows it as video capture device, but it doesn't. Nothing happens.
Well, you have to set it up. You have to click OK and.
Yeah, we did that.
And where is it in your left screen?
Nothing. Nothing's showing up in the left screen.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably something we'll have to.
It's probably because I'm already using the camera for something else, like we had the same problem with. Yeah.
And that'll be part of next week's setting up a scene and that type of thing.
I would think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only thing I had trouble with when I set up a scene yesterday was that my video in the preview screen was just a black screen. And I mentioned that to Michael earlier today, and he said, yeah, that's the way it is. Until you hit transition, it doesn't actually show. And it doesn't actually show until you actually transition to it.
So what is that transition button for anyway?
Well, what you see on the left is what you have queued up to show on the right. What's on the right is what you're showing when you're streaming. When you hit transition, it'll take that left screen.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can click on your next one right away. And even though it's showing in the left, it's not streaming until you hit transition.
I see. So in other words, when you're doing something, you have two things you have to hit each time you want to make a change. Got to go to another scene and then hit transition.
Yeah, if you're doing your intro, you do your intro, but while your intro is playing, you would hit your show screen, and when your intro comes to the end or the point you want to end it, you hit transition. You don't have to do it all at one time, right? Just set things up and then hit transition when you want them to happen. But I would say it's picking up something. Oh, actually, it's mine. It's mine that's creating the echo.
Oh, okay.
So there, yeah, I just shut mine off. So, yeah.
All right.
So the activity would you still go into YouTube and set everything up there?
You only take your stream. You only get your stream key from YouTube.
Okay. I see where it says start streaming.
Yeah, and that's where you would start streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And in Michael's case, he doesn't start streaming himself live. With the H&M show, he streams his 15 or 20-minute music intro.
Yeah, yeah.
Mutes the inside stuff. And then he's ready to go live. And when he hits transition, then the music stops and it goes into the show.
Yeah.
Or when they do the halftime, he's got another transition that he just hits transition that he's pre-selected maybe 5 minutes before.
All right. Yeah, it's one thing to know where to put stuff, but it's another thing to know what are the steps, what's the sequence.
Yeah, and do you start streaming and then start recording, or do you start recording and then start streaming?
All right.
That's in your settings. You can set it up to record automatically when you stream, to record only, or to stream only.
Ah, okay.
And that's in your initial settings.
Okay, because I was thinking about when you're in, when you're in studio mode, where you get the start stream, start recording. It's a last little thing over, how you go across.
Yeah.
And what is it, end recording and exit video or something like that. And I've got it set up, but to me, it's like, all right, I don't want to start recording before I start streaming because there's not going to be anything to record.
Right.
On the other hand, if I start streaming and then hit start recording, I can hit start streaming, but I don't really want to say anything until I start recording so that it gets captured, right?
Right.
Yeah. Unless you're going to edit, then I would start recording first, and you can just clip out that.
Yeah, that's true.
Spot, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of trying to get away with as little editing as possible. I'm not one who I don't have the patience for a lot of video editing.
Me too, Andrew.
Yeah, I just don't.
Well, in all honesty, most of the editing I do is putting an intro and an outro on, which you can incorporate right into the Zoom with scene, or right into the OBS with scenes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll eliminate that editing for me too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because right now the way I've been getting intros and extras is I'm still been using that Stupaflix to add those, because it's just click, 3 clicks and I'm done. I'm gonna hate to see that thing go away in March.
That'll only do a 10-minute video though, right?
20-minute.
20 minute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most of mine are far less than that because, most people are not going to sit down and watch. Now they will attend a live hour thing, but not that many people will sit down and rewatch an hour-long replay. Yeah.
Yeah, tutorial. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I know that from experience when we did our research on moving. I would watch 10 4-minute videos, but I would never click on the 15-minute video. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's like, this Elvis Vox and his thing. He's got these, 46 videos, but he's also posted a 5.5-hour video with them all in one, That takes guts, I mean, I don't know how many views he's going to get on that thing,
Well, and I think when you have an oversight of it, that might be the video to go to, right? Because then you can just go through the glossary. Oh, that's what I want. There's the timestamp. Boom, you're in it. You don't have to go and find the video.
Well, that's true. Yeah, especially if it's timestamped properly, that would be a godsend where you can just jump right to it. Sort of like what I've been trying. My problem is it takes me so long to watch the thing to get to
timestamp,
and then go back and post the timestamp and the whole thing. I did put in a suggestion to Zoom that they needed to fix a way to where the chat comments and Q&As could actually be saved with the videos and allow comments and have a timestamp so that people going back, if they already knew the interface, they're there for the questions, not necessarily to watch how to do something. Those of us who go back and back, we know the interface, but we want the new questions that people coming in ask, because that's where I'm learning stuff. The Zoom, I pretty well got the interface down, especially for meetings.
Well, and it's funny the way timestamps work. Like Lowland being on the West Coast is going to have a different timestamp than you and I have, and that timestamp is probably not even going to show up in the video. You think the timestamps would be like from 000 to the end of the video length, so that if somebody leaves the comment at 32:34, it's 32:34 of the video. Mm-hmm. It's not 32 a.m. in the morning, right?
Right. Yeah.
However,
that's the reason I've got to be I've tried to be real particular when it comes to when the recording actually starts, because it is measured in minutes and seconds, so I can put 00:32:15, so we know it's 32 minutes and 15 seconds into the video.
Yeah.
But what will happen if I click on start stream right now?
You'll probably stream. You'll stream. Well, if you've got your key in there, you're going to stream somewhere. Whether you have your settings in your camera and stuff all set up right. And you're frozen.
Yeah.
So you broke everything. You broke Zoom.
Okay.
There you go.
Nothing.
Have you got a stream key in there?
Yes. I think so.
Okay. Well, what you could do is you could hit streaming, and of course you're going to be streaming, but unless you've told people where it's streaming to, there's not going to be anybody out there to see it. Of course, you could hit streaming.
Oh yes, I do have the stream key in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you're streaming, what happens if you hit record? Will you?
I stopped because it froze up Zoom.
Okay. Okay.
And I got a message in Zoom that said your internet connection is unstable.
Yeah. So
yeah. And that might be true if because you're in Zoom here, and then you're starting up your thing and everything. And I'm assuming you've got other things open, or have you just got Zoom and
No, I don't have anything else open.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a whole lot of stuff open.
Okay.
And I know yesterday when I was playing with it, I had a Zoom using my built-in camera. That right beside my C920, right in the same window. I just put them both in there when I was playing around. And I'm sure it's affected by everything, your video card, all of your different resources, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder what studio mode means.
Studio mode is where you should be sitting to make
the transitions, right?
Yeah, make up your scenes and your transitions and that type of thing.
Okay. So I'm going to hit it again and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's taken over her camera.
Yeah.
Now,
it looks like she's frozen again.
Yeah, I think her camera shut down because Zoom is using it.
Mm-hmm.
It's and we couldn't even get Lightstream to recognize her camera. It was similar to when you tried it.
Oh.
And I think
Is that Lightstream? Is that LITE or
LIGHT? I think it's actually GoLightstream.com.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to Lightstream and they wanted to sell.
oh, I see a green box down at the bottom. So transition. Oh, there. Streaming, I guess. So I get an Android.
Yeah, they were trying to sell you investment packages.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I went to yesterday too.
Oh. I just noticed Michael's over on the other thing.
Yeah. I think he was waiting to be called in if necessary.
Okay, let me go over here. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Oh, Roland is back. She was unfrozen.
Yes. And during that time, I could hear the fan in my computer just a giving her.
I see. Okay. Well, I think if nobody's got any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. and I'll attach this. Hang on, let me stop